The intelligence team are the first point of contact between the Shared Anti-Fraud Service, its partners, and by default members of the public. They will triage cases, and that enables them to pull out those low-level matters. Not all the allegations we receive are genuine, and it's important that we're able to identify them and discard them very quickly so that we don't waste resources on those. Having an experienced and qualified intelligence team means that we can manage our cases effectively, we can provide good value for money to our partners, and give them the best service possible. Whilst the intelligence team predominantly deal with low-level matters, they can do some really good work to have some really effective outcomes. For example, somebody reported in a council tax matter, a fraudulent council tax claim. They conducted their inquiries and identified that it was quite a short period of time, and so they sent out a compliance letter. Now that prompted the person to telephone, and it was the way that the intelligence team handled that, managed it on the telephone, that it resulted in that person admitting that they'd left that property a few months previous. The property was a social housing property, so it also meant that they terminated their tenancy and they returned the keys to that property. And by doing it in that way, it saved investigation time and meant that the council could quickly put somebody from the temporary accommodation into that property. So a member of the public who genuinely needed property was getting into a permanent home, and we were saving time for the partners and money.
So as an investigating officer, I know that when I get a case file that the intelligence has already been corroborated by the Intel team. The Intel have gathered information and data from across several organisations, and that data is put into an intelligence package ready for me when I pick up to look at that as an investigator. Modern technology now can help us visualise intelligence, it can help us visualise evidence. For example, if I was to interview someone on a subject under caution, I can then clearly present them with that information. For example, a case that I had where that information was presented to them, and it's so clearly presented now with the use of modern technology, they were unable to deny that data, and the outcome was that that social housing property was returned back.